Our Storied Insight recognizes that our podcast is in part recorded, written, and edited on the ancestral and unceded homelands of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh peoples. We seek to listen, learn, and support whenever possible, including by speaking out about current injustices, such as the continued violence against Indigenous women. Join us in learning more through resources made available in this episode's description.
A storied insight. A brave space where one brings their true character to life. Shall we turn the page and begin the next chapter? Chapter 4. Neither here nor there. Light breaks. It begins to lose its once ethereal tones. Rays from the heavens kiss the broken and battered battlefield of the formerly Mars Tavern. Back from the Nether Realm. Back to the material plane. Our remaining combatants are graced with a reprieve, though the shock of what has transpired is etched in the mind's eye of each and every soul. Their physical gaze turns upwards. The floors and levels seemingly carved and displaced out of reality itself, with no roof. The sky is striking. Nature begins to well up. Clouds envelop and leisurely occlude each and every triumphant beam.
In this wake, you are going to find 4 healing potions, 2 potions of resistance, 1 potion of watchful rest, and then I'd like you all to tell me something that you find in this obviously broken tavern that is worth about 20 gold. Let's start with Aram.
A bag with 20 gold in it. No, I'm kidding. I find
The till.
I find a small glass sphere, about 6 inches, about 4 inches across, and inside the glass sphere is just smoke, just swirling smoke.
Was it there, almost waiting for you to come and find it?
If there was a pile of debris, and in the center of it is like all these shards of glass and wood and other things, but they've all been like pushed away from it in a ring. So it made a little perfect circle and drew my eye directly to it.
It's a snow globe of smoke. I like it.
Yeah.
Algernon pushes himself to his feet, but something catches under one foot and he stumbles a bit. When he looks down, there's an ornate candlestick. He picks it up. This is far fancier than should be at this tavern. It looks like pure silver, and there's some gemstones in there. He's not sure, but this looks very nice, and it kind of matches his cloak, so he wants to take it with him.
I stumble to my feet, and I turn very quickly to my left, because I thought I saw something, and I realize it's actually this mirror on the wall. It's covered in, the rim is in silver, and I can't right now look into it, but it seems like it holds a lot of power if I hold it up with the right kind of reflection.
Would you say it's the size of like a hand mirror, like just mounted on the wall?
Oh, yes. Just easy for me to keep in my pocket for the journey.
Rain is kind of scooting around in the debris, just like,
What's that then?
and picks up this little fawn-colored leather bag with a braided cord on it. Seems somebody has dropped this, and sort of paws open the bag, and there's a little bit of herbs, maybe a stone or two. It's a component pouch. And so loops it several times, because it's for a person, around his neck and puts this little component bag, medicine bag, on his chest and goes, "Well, at least I got something out of this mess."
Some of the other things that you find are 2 unconscious friends, Sir George and an older Lyriel.
When you say older, how much older?
Let's say when you first met Lyriel, they were about 12, 13. They look about 20 now.
I heard kids grow up fast, but this is ridiculous.
I suppose actually, though, so there's no circle anymore?
The circle's gone, but to be clear, so are all the levels above. The only level that now exists is this floor level. The windows are still shattered, the bar is still a mess, the door is fine.
Okay.
But there's no roof, no nothing.
Yeah. Just to be safe, Algernon is going to drag Lyriel's body a couple feet closer to him, just in case there's a secret circle there. Visha, you look kind of bad.
Yeah, Visha stands up and just soot falls off him. There was a couple centimeters of soot just covering him. It just falls all around him. He shakily kind of stumbles to a chair and sits. I shall be okay. And then he looks down at his feet and sees a couple shards of the shield. And he leans down and he picks one up and he's holding this just beautifully carved thing in his hands that he destroyed. One more thing that someone cared about that he's ruined. And he just looks very, very sad. I mean, I cannot fix this, but I will replace it.
Visha, it's all right. Algernon will walk over and place a hand on your shoulder. He'll say, I saw what you did, that amount of power. It was otherworldly.
He's so warm. It's not hot to the touch, but uncomfortably warm.
I know you got a lot inside you, but would you mind? I can heal you a bit.
And he would just nod one little tear, and yes, please.
I'll use my lay on hands pool and restore 10 hit points, and say, we did it. We did it together. It's okay. This is just a shield. I can get a new one.
And he would stand and looks much better now. Not perfect, but better. Thank you. That is very kind. And you are right. This was a victory. I am sorry. How can I help?
Is everybody here? Sir George.
No response. He's unconscious.
Oh, shoot. Shouldn't have given you all 10 of those.
I recognize these. And he picks up 3 of the vials. These vials are definitely healing. Use one of these.
Yes. Okay. You want to... I'll get Lyriel. You want to get Sir George?
Absolutely.
Okay. We'll pour the potions down their throats.
As this is happening, what is Quicksilver doing?
I'm looking in the mirror, trying to figure out what's on the inside of it, but it's kind of gray. It's not shiny, and it's not looking back at me, but it's kind of just like a slate, and so I'm a little distracted.
Rain is gonna just kind of sidle up to Quicksilver and just be like, "Quicksilver," just to see if they paralyze, just because of the name tag.
Oh yeah.
and
then just walk away.
And then I turn my head, and because I responded to you, I feel like I create this sense of calm and come back out.
Yeah. Great. Good job. And I just keep scooting on past.
Pass the test.
What is Rain doing after this backing away?
Probably just kind of investigating the mess to see if there's anything, any clues to what's gone on here. Should I roll it?
There's not a lot of clues, but in the kitchen, there's a lot of chives.
Ooh, then I'm definitely pausing my investigation. At first I'm stressed out, I'm looking around, and then suddenly ears straight up, eyes on the chives, and then just straight in there to go get them.
It's on the chives.
Start sticking them in that bag so they're sticking at the top.
There's lots of great rations here.
I don't tell anybody though. I'm just here getting the chives.
As you pour down the healing potions into Sir George and Lyriel's throat, both of their eyes slowly but surely open.
Argos, have I earned my place by her?
And then sees me.
Ow!
It is not him. Not today, my friend. You are well. Helps him up.
The hell's happened?
Honestly, no clue. Perhaps Lydia will have more information.
Nephilim?
Where's the lantern?
Where did you last leave it?
I was somewhere, so I look for the lantern. I must have got knocked over or something.
It's definitely in that little alcove between the stairs. It got kicked and blown away by that first concussive blast.
Yeah. Pick it up, relight it, hold it near everyone. Like walk past each person just to be sure we're good.
The flame stays normal.
Perhaps no longer.
Perhaps not right now.
He mad dog stares Lyriel a bit. Lyriel looks up at you, Algernon, and doesn't say a single word.
Lyriel, are you alright?
Lyriel nods.
I look at the lantern and then back at Lyriel, and I say, it seems like there's more going on here than we realized, and we're here to help you, but we can only help you if we understand what's going on. Do you know anything?
I don't know anything.
Well, you're older now. You look great, but it's been quite a day. They called you a Nephilim.
Son, Nephilim.
I look up at Visha and Sir George. I think they're the products of humans and celestial beings.
Visha starts whistling.
Next time on Maury.
You're close. Nephilim are the products of mortal beings and the emanations. They don't belong in this world. They don't belong in any world.
I'm gonna hop in at this point, like chewing on one of my chives. And who says? Who flopping says they don't belong where? Is this like in a book? Is it a law? Is this just you?
The teachings say...
Whatever. I don't...
That's what I thought, so... I don't know about you guys, let's get this kid, adult, some flippin' medical help.
What do we do? I mean, I guess in this time you might think of going to a temple. I don't know what else you would do to try and find more information or deal with something. Like Visha is literally in his head going, any clues you've got, anything you want to say would be most helpful.
Lyriel begins to tear up. Everyone is asking them a million questions, and they don't have a single answer.
It has been a long day. And he would walk over and get her a chair, find a glass of water or something. It is okay. Drink this. Be calm. You do not have to worry.
The nine hells we don't.
We have a mission to do.
Stand up and walk over. Listen, perhaps you're not reading the room.
So George, you tell me something. Do you know how to cook?
Yeah.
You want to make me some soup? I will be so grateful. I like flop and need something right now. We need some chill. And then I hand him the chives.
If it means we can get on the road soon, sure.
Please.
We need rations and stuff anyway.
Absolutely. MVP. Thanks, man.
Visha looks out the window. Does the road still exist?
Yeah, you are back on the material plane.
Okay, everything's outside again. Okay, good. Okay. Good.
Algernon will go over to Quicksilver, and as I approach, notice the mirror. Oh, that's beautiful. Listen, you've studied a lot. Do you know anything about Nephilim or anything about beings that aren't supposed to exist?
I do speak celestial languages.
Oh.
I know a little bit. Maybe I should just go.
Yeah, just sneak up
Maybe
behind
I'll do that.
Lyriel and just say something in celestial. See if he responds.
So I actually, me and my mirror, we walk over and we begin speaking in celestial languages, and just, not strongly, just like, like someone talking on the phone behind you. You don't actually feel like they're talking directly to you, but enough for you to make out what they're saying.
If Lyra was a cat, you would see their ears point towards you. It's like in a way they understand it, but in that same way they really don't.
Well, and then I actually stopped talking in languages, and I crouched down next to Lyriel, because that worked so well the last time. And I just put my hand on their shoulder and hand them the mirror to see if they can see anything, just to distract them. Say, hey, I'm having a lot of trouble with this mirror. I was wondering if maybe you can see anything in it.
Seeing the kind of joy is literally mirrored in that silver. The sadness of Lyriel softens, and eventually Lyriel cracks a smile. I think they like being older.
I like being older too. You have a lot more power when you're older.
Yeah, thank you for sitting with me.
Thanks for sitting with me. Maybe everybody wants to sit with us together. We can just sit, rest up a little bit after the rough journey.
I like that. We can help make more food. I think I still know how to do that.
That sounds great.
Lyriel goes off to the kitchen.
With Sir George.
You hear this. Yeah, but the growl is getting softer and softer and softer.
Put them both in the kitchen. That was smart.
Yeah.
Mr. George and Lyriel come out and they sing in unison. Food's ready. They bring out plates of what is left, what is not, blown to bits. They try to fix up the table, but then they give up and they bring it back to the bar. Everyone is able to sit side by side by side. So, what the hells do we do now? I mean, the Infinitree is still, supposedly, dying.
So where do we start?
Well, Haven left us that poem. Something about smooching. That's the part I remember.
Things are bleak on an empty stomach. Let's fill up. Then we can look at it again.
Yeah.
I'll push him a bowl of soup.
Family dinner first.
Aww.
Perhaps family is best when found. Sharing a meal over heartache, being a light on darker days, and fighting for one another. Perhaps a home is more than a place with a roof, some floors, and a few walls. To choose to bond oneself to others is a grand story, for every story is about choice, the journey. As you all find a short rest, restoring your will and filling your bellies, one wonders which choice, which path, which road lay ahead. So, what's going on with the tree?
We're not sure. However, we believe we have to help it, perhaps heal it. We're here for a reason. And I believe now so are you.
Really? Oh.
Things do not happen by accident. And he would take his little globe out of his pocket with the smoke in it. And he would kind of like walk over to her, kneel down, and place it in her hand. You are part of us now. Part of us is with you.
But if you want to have boundaries, kid, that's cool too.
100%.
So much.
I think I'm okay, actually.
Lyriel has the biggest smile you've probably ever seen on anyone ever. And in that, slowly, making sure it's okay, Lyriel leans towards Quicksilver just a little bit. Just to see if it's okay. And they just briefly lay their head on your shoulder.
That's so sweet. I just let them and just kind of soften my shoulder to make sure it's extra soft for their head.
If you didn't know any better, you'd swear your shoulder was trying to shift into a pillow.
That's so sweet. Yeah, so my like chain metal pops up like the little pillow forms.
So, it said something about, kissing?
Yeah.
What else did it say?
I honestly don't even remember the poem. I have such bad memory. Does anyone else?
Do you have the poem, Sir George?
Yeah, of course, it's right. Oh, I left it upstairs.
Oh, no.
I do remember it. Give me a minute. They start pacing. Okay, all right. Find this seed, egg of inspiration, whatever. Okay, surround it with ground of the word I couldn't read, of deeds, whatever. Cleansed by the tears, rivers, time. Okay, that one was at least clear. Weird, but clear. And kiss it with the air, breath, wind of
I could
dreams.
read that word now. It is a real bummer we don't have it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, perhaps we should consider resting and leaving in the morning.
Rest in where? This place doesn't even have a roof. Argos forbid if it rains.
And just like clockwork,
Right.
it begins to rain.
It won't be great, but we'll find it. We'll figure it out. Make it like a little lean-to. Has anyone showed up, by the way? Like, the inn exploded.
Yeah,
Has
the inn
anyone-
Okay, technically, the inn exploded in another dimension.
Sure,
And then came
sure.
back.
Exploded, right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But at
Yeah.
some point, you'd think, so, hey, what happened to the inn?
Yeah, we worried about the authorities here because I've been in the clink and I don't want to go back.
Maybe we get out of the maybe we get out of the crime scene. And go and put our campsite a little off
Yeah.
to the side.
I can roll survival to help us build a tent. That helps.
And I can create bonfires. So we can dry out.
Oh, I love that.
I can tell bedtime stories.
Perfect.
No, I can't really.
Have I ever told you the story of the tortoise and the oh, why doesn't someone else tell a story?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I do know a shop on the outskirts where we can get a couple things, and then get on the road. Does that sound good?
I'd like a Butterfinger for the road. Some snacks.
Yeah, I'd like to pick up a few things.
The woods are right there. What do y'all need? Come on. I think we should just swap and go. I mean, we lived. More people there. Less people here. Less people usually better in situations like this.
It's true, but I
Yes.
do need a new shield.
Perhaps we stop at store, get shield, and then put as much distance between us and this place as possible.
Yeah.
That seems like a good plan.
I'm a fast shopper. He is not a fast shopper.
Fantasy Costco!
Oh,
Yay!
well, it's a good thing that you're fast up because we got like 10 minutes before they close.
All right, let's
go.
hurry.
Convenient.
Oh, we're those jerks bursting in 9 minutes before close.
Well, actually, you burst in 7 minutes before they close.
Even worse.
Welcome to Barrows Quality Goods. Oh, I'm afraid it's 7 minutes to closing. I'm so sorry for the inconvenience, but if you could please come back tomorrow, I'd be more than happy.
Helena! Hey! We'll only take like 2-3 minutes tops. Okay, everybody. We need to hurry up. We need to get on the road. I'm not about to put the wolf amongst the chickens here. Lyriel, don't touch anything. Don't do magics. Don't... Can you please just stay by the door?
Oh, Sir Valentino. Always good to see a repeat customer. Though, as you can see, our stock is more than a little thin. We've been up all night. The convergence, you understand. And, there are 6 in your
We
party?
just need a couple things. We'll be out of your hair. I know.
Does this match my cloak? Do I look good in this? Which one looks intimidating but also
Hey,
welcoming?
one at a time, please.
Show us the green one again.
Yeah, oh, this one, yeah.
That's one, yes.
Maybe.
No. That's a matched set.
No, oh, not that one. What about this one?
You want the base model or do you want the extended set? Hey, careful, that was my husband's. You know what? Ex-husband's, never mind. Get it out of here.
Shopkeep, I have this candlestick. It looks quite fancy. Can I give you this for a shield?
Well, whew, it's a nice enough candelabra. This wolf motif is pretty unusual. Does it have the moon in its teeth?
It was my, it was Granny's.
I could certainly take it off your hands for a shield.
And perhaps a few tents.
Oh, we got a sale on those.
And a bedroll.
All right, slow down.
And a Butterfinger.
Yes, and this Butterfinger.
Hey, you want that sugar-free?
The old Butterfinger.
Wonderful.
And whatever this is.
I'll just grab whatever.
Please put that down. No, don't handle that. That's delicate. What did I just say?
And your last 2 healing potions.
Yes, of course. Hey, that comes with a 10-month warranty. You want to apply for the Barrows credit card? We got some good interest rates right now. Wait, you look kind of familiar. Hey, do I know you?
Yeah. So, if we follow the Eighth Lines, we'll be there about,
Oh, I know. From the Bards College.
Where's Lyriel?
I took a workshop once.
Lyriel, let's go!
Hey, Sir George.
Helena, so long, and good night.
You mean good morning. Thank you for your patronage.
Alright, y'all, if we follow the Aether Lines and just keep up the pace, I know it's gonna take a couple days.
I need a mead.
Alright, y'all, if we follow the Aether Lines and just keep up the pace, I know it's gonna take a couple days, but there might be a little shortcut. I know we can at least rest in the orchards. It's a beautiful this time of year. You guys are gonna love the city.
I hand whatever I had grabbed off the shelf to Visha. I just hand it over. I don't know.
And Visha looks at it. What has Visha been handed? It's do I know what it is either? Maybe I don't know what it is either.
It's just like a camping utensil. Like, yeah. It's a baton.
Spork.
Yeah, right. It's a spoon. What is this? Is it fork? Is it spoon?
Your guess is as good as mine, man. I just use my paws.
Do you use it as knife? No.
Hair, maybe?
So I would look at the thing, not know what it is, nod, thank you, and then put it in my backpack. Maybe it'll be helpful. Well, yeah, I don't carry a backpack. I have to get a backpack. I wouldn't normally carry one. Doesn't go with anything I'm wearing.
Yeah.
Probably just like put it in someone else's bag, like just holding it with two fingers,
got
just
this?
like.
problem.
Thank you. I don't really have pockets.
Get the lead out, y'all. If we go non-stop, it'll be a day and a half, at least.
Well, I need a flopping nap.
Yeah, perhaps we not walk for a day and a half. Let us do this carefully and together and not, extend ourselves completely and then arrive exhausted and then have to deal with something. Let us travel normal.
Fine. I'll take first watch.
I want you all to make the scene. What does making this makeshift campsite look like?
I definitely build a little tiny shelter first and then realize that's not going to work.
It would work for you.
Yeah.
Like a
we all just
shoebox.
stand around it looking really disappointed.
It's got like some like leaves. It's like a little tiny like leaves with some moss stacked on top, and then I'm like,
So I'm tired. I maybe wasn't thinking we can consider it a maquette.
I think because I'm an anthropologist, I have studied the ways of campsite making in depth, and so I give everybody a job and
Awesome.
tell everybody to gather a certain size branch and come together, and then they do, and we use that as like a backbone to create a shelter, and then we use Algernon's cape to drape it over all of it to make a big tent.
Awesome.
Since the cloak can change the way it looks, I make it look like a tent, but the fanciest tent you've ever seen.
I love it. There's a little sparkle.
What's Vishakapar doing?
Whatever he's told to do. What was he told to do?
You found your sticks, and then you were told to stay very far away from the sticks because it's all kindling to you. So you have to sit on your hands.
Understood. And then he would, where you guys place it, he would go, 10 feet in front of it so it's safe. Wildfire.
Lyriel does their absolute best. They screw up a couple things and then a couple more things, but very well meaning. And when everything comes together and everyone's sitting down, just kind of starts humming, having a moment. Yeah. Sir George paces around everywhere looking for any sign of a threat, like, those bear tracks? No. Are there owl bear tracks? No. And it's at this point when everyone starts to get tired. The first one to fall asleep is Lyriel. They look like they're having the sweetest dreams. But then Sir George pulls everyone away for a moment. All right, I think we do need to have one serious conversation. Well, another one. What are we going to do with Lyriel? There's no way we can drag a kid into all this.
Yeah, I haven't done the birds and the beanstalk before. I'm not about to start. That's gonna be you.
And I'll point at Algernon.
Okay.
Okay.
I got this.
So easy.
I am still a bit concerned. They said that the Nephilim have some part in ending the world. I'd like to be able to keep in touch with him at least, and we can, I don't know, they seem okay right now, but I'm still concerned that we've got ourselves into some sort of a sticky situation. And I agree, he probably shouldn't come with us, but I'm scared of leaving him alone.
I feel sad at the idea of leaving behind Lyriel, and so I vote for him to come along with us.
They are here for a reason. I vote they come. Should they wish it.
Yeah, maybe we give them the choice.
Yeah.
Okay, hear me out. Or maybe Algernon, you should cover your ears for a moment.
Yep, go la 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 la.
So I'll be honest, I've been contemplating leaving the Order for a while. I have a nice place in the Floating Isles. I could bring Lyriel there. I mean, if it is true that Nephilim have something in the ending of the world, why bring them to the source where that ending might happen?
It cannot be an accident. They are here for a reason. I believe they must come.
Algernon, earmuffs off. Earmuffs off.
Yeah.
Off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just saying we could, bring Lyriel to the Floating Isles. I got a nice place.
So we're sure this guy's not a murderer, right?
No.
We
No,
arrived there.
we haven't.
The hell are you
less
talking
so.
about?
We had some questions.
Why all of a sudden do you think I'm a murderer? What?
Not now, before. We didn't
Before?
really. Yeah, it wasn't very much resolved, but we kind of feel good about you now.
You can't tell me you've never killed nobody. Not
I
with
mean,
that.
everyone's killed somebody.
No, well, yes.
I don't
In
think that's
defense,
true,
it was
man.
always in defense and in the name of Argos. But anyway, I think that's what we should do. Bring the kid to the Isles.
Let's ask Lyriel. They've been through a lot. They might want to rest. They might want to come with us, but that's up to them. We can ask after I tell him about how his body's changed a lot, and he's going to feel some urges.
Hey, Silver, are you good for next watch?
Yeah,
All right.
I'll take this next round. And I set up outside, and I have like a little shimmer, catching the fire.
Please make me a Constitution save.
Dun,
Me.
dun.
Because they're so sleepy.
5. Oh, plus 6, 11.
You're doing a great job up until you sat down. Then you passed out for about 30 minutes. But you came to right before it is Visha's watch. Visha, what does your watch look like?
Visha would just kind of, take a few steps away, find a quiet spot, sit where you can see them, maybe see the road, and he would just be leaning against a tree, a little bit bored, making little flames in his hand go off and on. And then, a squirrel walks up and starts collecting a nut next to him, and he looks over at them. And then, the squirrel's chittering, and it becomes where's that nut? Where'd I put it? Where'd I put it? Where'd I put it? And he realizes he can understand the squirrel. Because my other ability was I can talk to any animal now. I am a Disney princess.
Yay!
And then another squirrel friend comes over and they start having a little conversation.
What do you mean I don't? Do you see that guy? He had a really cool hat. Okay, now it just seems like you're trying to change the subject. Bars on it. I'm curious. Go get some food. Those are pretty cool. Okay.
Vish is watching and he's like, hello.
They run away.
Ooh. Goodbye, squirrels. That was strange. And he would go back to being on watch.
Please make me a Constitution save.
All right. Constitution save. I have a +1. And that is going to be a 12 plus 1 is 13.
You are fully awake throughout your whole watch. Who do you wake up next for the next round?
I will walk over to the little bunny tent and I will kneel down and just very politely rap my knuckles against it.
Alrighty.
It is your time.
Alright.
I'll open it. I'll look like super groggy. I like my ears are like flopped, and I'll like put them up and like twist them like antenna, and then be like, "All right, thanks, man."
Tricia lays down and goes to sleep. He sleeps on his back with his hands on his chest.
just full on Pharaoh sleeping. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Rain, it is your watch, but you feel something in you just tug slightly. You feel yourself wanting to almost shift. There's something echoing from Lyriel. There's this pain that's radiating from them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm alone. I've been feeling this feeling, but maybe the first time in the heat of combat wasn't the time. So I'm gonna peek in the tent and make sure everybody's sleeping.
Everyone is very fast asleep.
I'll close it again, and I also hate being in the woods at night. Like, this is not where I'm happy. Like, out in the woods at night, being on watch, I want to be hidden. So I will find some kind of like tree hollow, and then I'll kind of sit there in like the most rabbitest like looking, like, you know, like all four paws on the ground, like and then I will change.
What does your change look like?
So I've got this kind of like a sash, like an Assumption sash but it's pastel green and pink, and it's really long, and it's gonna start to like form like fabric into like a tunic kind of situation, and I've got the like white leather, and it's gonna like expand, and then there in the dark I'm going to become a humanoid about 5'4", still small. It's dark, but with silver hair and silver freckles that are kind of catching the moonlight. And I'm gonna sit with my knees in my chest and kind of like rock back and forth and like look at my hands every so often, look around, look at my little bow, which is quite little. I don't know. Do you think the bow changes with me?
Yeah, the bow changes.
Okay, I'm not like pew. Look at the big bow, like set it out in front of me, and probably not do the greatest job watching because I don't like walk around because I'm just like processing right now, being like, I need the birds and the bees talk too.
Something does seem to catch your attention. Can you roll me a perception check?
17.
You lock eyes to the various potential sources and realize it's just your imagination.
Whew. I definitely scoot like closer to the camp, having had this stress, you know, my heart's beating. I kind of shuffle around and sit with my back against another big tree, like between me and the camp, and just stare into the... I hate woods at night, you know, you see all of the individual trees and you just see the space between them and all the shapes of the branches and bushes that could be anything.
And then it's the end of your shift.
Do I turn back?
If you'd like.
Yeah, I definitely turn back then if I get to choose. So yeah, I will scuffle up to the tent, and I believe Algernon is last, so I'll go and like thump him and be like, hey!
Yeah, my watch. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
No, I'll go back to my little... Actually, I'll probably realize it's really warm in here and stay here. Take the spot that Algernon just vacated.
Yeah.
What does your watch look like, Algernon?
Algernon goes and stands at a location where he can kind of see all around, and he pulls out his hairbrush and just combs his hair as he's looking around. Probably it's a little bit of a meditative thing, trying to like think through the last little bit. It's been pretty intense. He thought he was just going to his friend's funeral. And he's still pretty conflicted about everything and unsure what he's gotten himself into.
About an hour into your watch, you are a little lost in thought. You're not sure if you're just daydreaming or not. Can you make me a perception check, please?
5.
A hand slowly creeps up your shoulder and then lightly grabs you.
I spin and swat it with my hairbrush. Ow! Oh! Lyriel?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. You scared me. I was lost in my thoughts.
I just came to say hi, and I woke up early and I'm hungry again.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Did you sleep okay?
Yeah. I had a good dream.
Yeah, you feel different? As I say that, I'm going to cast Divine Sense.
Yeah.
So the last time I did that, Lyriel was alternating back and forth between good and evil.
Mm-hmm. The last time it was alternating pretty rapidly. And this time, it's similar, but there's a gradual flow. It feels less turbulent.
Does it feel similar to like just natural things that I sense from people normally of like good and evil, or still this sense of like there's something going on?
There's still something going on there, but it just doesn't feel as stormy.
Well, Lyriel, so you've aged quite a bit, and your body's grown, and I'm gonna give him the birds and the bees talk.
You do what?
Yeah, I know it's weird, but
why would you do that? And
you'll
then-
get used to it.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Now, but just always remember, consent is the most important thing.
Consent is the most important thing.
And you should get to know your body to know what you like.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Just trust me. Yeah. It's very awkward. It is as if you're getting the talk from, like, your grandma.
Yep. Lyriel is just stunned, amazed, bewildered, like, intrigued. As you guys walk back to camp, everyone is well rested. You all have had the equivalent of a long rest by this point. Everything is great. And what that should do is basically fully heal you, give you all your spells back, refresh any abilities you've used.
I only get 2 of them, so they go quickly.
Yeah, you really burned through them.
I really did burn through them.
After breakfast, you all begin your travels, walking along the Aetherlands. Spires of metal and sculpted artifice in measured intervals. Each mainline artery is a story given form. All lines lead to Navirivan, and all lines bring the Aether to various settlements across the world. Every pillar that holds the lines, they are these metallic pictographs of past tales to never, ever be forgotten. From Madonna's Vale to the city, the tale is of war and glory and unification. This main line begins exalting warriors from various tribes, clans, peoples. In its middle, strife and conflict are enshrined in poses as the faintly humming glows of the line highlight the deep wounds inflicted. These composite scenes repeat until, ultimately, this replay of eye for an eye stops, and peace with one becomes peace with another, until peace between a few becomes peace with all.
Alright, y'all. We're getting real close to the city. If we get it in gear, if we book it, it'll just be another 10-hour walk.
Who's up for a 10-hour walk?
My favorite.
Hey, anthropologist. Are these stories like, is this real or is this like bullsticks?
I think they're real. I've heard about them. I've never read them myself.
Thanks.
I'm just like, I've been like watching these stories like, what?
Yeah, I'd imagine that Quicksilver, are you really like into it? Like, are you taking notes, doing little etchings? Like, what?
Yeah, ooh, that's a good, I like that. Yeah, I'm like so captivated by it. I have like a different notebook for each one that I'm starting.
Awesome. I just imagine you just buried in paper all the time. Just all these drawings and pages and looking at it.
Paper cuts on my fingers.
Looking at it would be crazy for us. These little ink stains on, on the edges of your sleeves. And we don't understand what this is, but it's got an organization that you understand. You could open any book to any page and know exactly what's going to be there.
And in fact, it's even copied to this whole spell shard that you've gotten.
Oh, right. You've got the magic book. You've got the data drive.
Which scene, which set of spires interests you the most?
Yeah, I think I'm most interested in the peace ones. Peace for many was peace for one, or peace for one was peace for many. There's an image of 2 people who very clearly are on opposing sides, and they're shaking hands, and it looks like some kind of truce, and the image just kind of cuts away, and it seems like there's brightness on the other end of it. and I'm curious what they said in order to achieve that peace.
If you are that curious, you do know that Navirivan has an extensive library.
Okay. So I can get to the library quickly?
It is,
10 hours?
In 10 hours.
Yeah, okay.
Quickly in 10
so
hours.
I make everybody walk a little bit more quickly because I'm really excited to find out. So I'm like the camp counselor. That's like, it's like pulling everybody up on the
It's like
trail.
there in time for the library to be open. Close at 5:30, guys. We gotta pick it up.
Rain, which one of these scenes vexed you the most?
I definitely was more interested in like the violent scenes early on, and I'm very like pensively thinking about these scenes of oppression where there's like maybe one group that's portrayed as like harming another group that isn't necessarily like armed or like ready to go. And that's why maybe I asked, because I'm like, who are we dealing with here? I don't really like know the land that well. And to make myself feel better, because I was sitting here like, oh, we should look at our items. I looked at my items. I'm going to play my fiddle, but I'm not a bard, so it's not going to do anything for anybody. It's just going to be like vaguely punk rock fiddle, like folksy, and not necessarily everybody's going to like it, but it might make them go faster.
I say thank you.
Are you saying you're like a bunny pop star, like Lindsay Sterling kind of thing, just like fiddling each other like crazy?
Yeah, I would say more like flogging Molly than Lindsay Sterling. But,
yes, okay.
Yeah, I've got my little fiddle and I'm hopping. Like it's kind of awful. Like it's just like I know how to play it and it's still kind of awful though.
But it's been pretty silent, like in terms of everything else going on. Most of this journey, it's kind of nice to have something different. Great.
Algernon will shift his cloak so that it's got kind of a giant shoulder pad on either side and look down at Rain and say, that looks real difficult to fiddle while you're walking. Do you want to perch and you can play maybe better?
Absolutely. You want to give me some percussion on that shield?
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm going to Scrabble on up there. I'm definitely going to play better, but still a little punk rock. But maybe we should, I will take some, moss or something into my bag so that I'm not, fiddling directly in your ear, so you have some kind of, earplug.
Thank you so much.
And then we will lead the band.
Algernon's almost like a one-man band because you're on top of them.
Yeah. From certain angles, you have no idea where this fiddle music is coming from.
I'm definitely using my, what's it called, thaumaturgy to sing, but again, it's vaguely punk rock and awful. It's not clean.
Love it. Is this normal rabbit music? Is this actual rabbit music? You know how there's snake jazz? Is this rabbit punk rock? Is that
It should be.
that thing?
I don't know. We're gonna say yes.
It's a punk cover of Run, Rabbit, Run.
Oh, God. There's one last wonder between here and Navirivan. Everyone approaches an overgrown orchard that has nearly become its own rainforest. In the daylight, there's something comforting about this former symmetry of each seedling in a row. As they matured, each verdant limb forages for another's embrace. That was then, but now, it's overgrown. Leaves create their own nightscape. In this ever overcast, there is a rare heaven's ray. This naturally unnatural dark. It's the same dark you once feared as a child. Curious, fearful of what might await you when that last light goes out.
Our Storied Insight is a blended audio drama and actual play podcast using D&D 5th edition. Our table is a brave space where players have a chance to rewrite the very stories they tell to themselves. You can tell us your stories via our socials, Our Storied Cast on Instagram, Threads, and Twitter, Our Storied Insight on YouTube and TikTok. You can also support new chapter episodes on Patreon at patreon.com/ourstoriedinsight. And please consider rating the show, writing a review, and sharing with friends. In this chapter, our players are Rachael as Quicksilver, Aram Vartian as Vishakapar Zakarian, Tricia McGarrah as Algernon Bouquet, Milo as Rain Lagobean, and Allonté Barakat as this story's keeper. Additional voice talents include Holly Harris as Helena Barrows, the shopkeeper and Chipmunk, and Izzy Braumberger as Chipmunk number 2. Our storied insight was edited by Izzy Braumberger. A special thanks goes out to the music of the many amazing and talented artists compensated by Artlist.io. Find their names in the episode's description. My personal thanks goes out to my brother Roy, who showed me that gender doesn't have to have limits. Siblings and friends till the end.
Nothing! Nothing is worth this! Those festering interlopers. Fate was in our corner, and somehow you botched it. All frozen, all useless. Weakling, suckling brats. The pair of you I should just... Who's there? By the pricking of my thumbs. Who dares approach? Slinking in the shadows like a jackal. If you mean to try to kill an old woman, do it with some spine.
Old woman, you have no meat worth tasting.
How came you here?
I seek a silence. Recently born. A precious and treasured memory, ripe for the plucking. This one seemed worth the effort of coalescing.
Half destroyed, though it may be. This is still my bar. Get out!
Hasty. Far too hasty for someone with so much time.
Just who are you? Answer me truthfully.
I cannot remember. It slips from me with the certainty of gravity. I feel as though I have been here before. Have I? I have a name, but what use is that when I have not a friend in this or any world?
Riddles then. Be gone! Tempest. Edax. What was I doing?
Oh dear. Are you well? Such an aged mind. I can see the cracks taking form.
Hells!
I'll see what trifles slip between them.
I am not senile.
Debatable.
No. No, you! You did this!
I can only speed along a process already in motion. When it serves my purpose.
To steal from me takes more than mortal power. You are an emissary? No. You are an emanation, aren't you?
A pleasure to make your acquaintance.
I remain unimpressed by your manners. What is your purpose, then? Since you are too rude to introduce yourself by name.
I find myself seeking a new course. Something's changed. Or ended. And began again too soon. I feel myself both cheated and enraged. And I know not why. It has something to do with this.
A legal document? What's this gibberish?
A will and testament. I could make use of your wisdom. You find yourself in quite sympathetic company in regards to your recent losses.
I would much like to rewind those losses.
Why settle for simply reversing one move when you can only stand to lose the game a different way? You have some wonderful pawns. Once the freezing wears off, why not reset the board? Checkmate means so little when you start the game from scratch.
You would have me tinker with fate. It exacts a heavy price.
Then go into debt with me. I promise I will make it worth your while.
I'm listening.
Very well. Start the clock.